So good afternoon, everyone. Thank you for joining us with our second installment of Getting to Know Kyocera, hosted by American Laser. Today, I've brought with me Dave Porterfield, who's going to go through some of our document management solutions and show you some efficient ways to create workflows inside your organization. David, why don't you go ahead?
All right, hello everybody. Great to be here. So today I am going to cover primarily Kyocera Capture Manager, which is a capture software that allows you to capture, extract, route data from your business documents and digitize your paper world as much as you can, and take those paper-intensive processes and put them online for better efficiency. So through there, so basically we're going to cover today the solution story, which is a little bit about why you need solutions, the product itself, then we'll do some questions and answers. One thing is, this is my first time using this slide deck, so if there's mistakes, it's not on me, it's on Kyocera Marketing. So I didn't see any mistakes when I went through. So the solution story is basically, why do you need solutions? Have you ever, or everyday work experiences, spent, minutes or even hours searching for a physical document or a digital document hidden somewhere on your desktop? I know I do that a lot, is, try to find documents that I know I have, but I got to search for them and find them somehow. Then the other thing is, you need to enter invoice data into your payment system, or have you had to retype an entire document? So if you got a Microsoft Word document from somebody, do you ever have to retype that whole thing to put it into your system? Or waited for, different things within your organization, which could be, expense reports. That's a big thing. I know that I deal with here is I put in my expense report, and it takes some time to process. And then we do have solutions that can process those things quicker. So wouldn't it be nice if you could respond to a customer as quick as you can, right on the spot, if they had called you, if you can pull up some information and help them with whatever they need, or finish your tasks so you can focus on other projects, so you don't have to spend a lot of time with paper-intensive products or projects. You can just scan them in and let the automated process work for you. So some common challenges and pain points. IDC found that document challenges are robbing organizations of 21% of their productivity, costing organizations 20 grand per employee annually, looking for documents and all that. And I think that's probably a larger company. And 74% of employees lack a PDF editing tool. I mean, how many times do we get PDFs and we want to change something or extract certain data, but we can't? And also, you've probably noticed you're receiving a lot more digital documents that are coming through via email these days versus paper documents being sent to you. And also, they also come in various formats as well. So we talked about some pain points. So what are the right remedies to start, healing those pain points and finding better ways to accomplish what you need to do on a daily basis? And one of those things is automation and digital workflow, which Kyocera Capture Manager provides for you. So it's an intelligent process and automation tool. It'll capture from hard copy documents you can scan in, or it'll also take digital documents that you can actually take right from your email and push right into either archive it or push it into a workflow. You can convert images, which is great. So you can take PDFs and you can convert them to Microsoft Office files. And you can also take hard copy documents and scan them in and turn them into a Microsoft Word document, a PowerPoint document, or an Excel document. And basically what it does is it pulls all that information off of the hard copy sheet that you scan in, the OCR technology will take that document, turn it into a Microsoft Word document for you, and then you can edit it and do whatever you want from there. It'll automatically route documents to certain locations. I'll show you a quick view of a workflow so you can kind of get an idea of how it works through the system. So it'll also connect to your ERP systems or any back-end systems you have, so you can scan documents. You can pull out certain information from those documents like customer name, customer number, address, etc. And you can push that into any back-end system that you want, so it's easier to find. You can store it in ECM systems if you have it, document management system, ECM, content management systems. They're all called different things. It all depends on who's talking at that moment, but any type of enterprise content management solution it can work with. Also, if you have anything in the cloud, any back-end storage in the cloud, we can store documents in the cloud for you as well. And the big thing is unify file naming. The software helps you with file naming. That way there, it's easier to find the files. As time goes by, you have one naming convention that you use, so that it makes documents easier instead of everyone just kind of naming them on their own and then losing them. So we see a cost reduction of 30% and increase in revenue of 36%, just bringing all of these documents from hard paper documents to digital documents and have a digital workflow. So here we go, Kyocera Capture Manager. Okay, nerd speak, what is Kyocera Capture Manager? An intelligent process automation solution that drives an organization's digital workflow. Now, what does that mean in layman's terms? So basically, KCM or Kyocera Capture Manager helps you work smarter, not harder. And it kind of gets rid of these mundane tasks that you do on a daily basis to free you up to work on other things or other projects. All right, you can find your information instantly with the software. It can automatically route data to certain people or certain systems. It eliminates any manual errors, gets your tasks done much faster, and you can focus on, as I already mentioned, the more important things you need to do. Instead of shuffling paper around or going from department to department trying to get things approved, you just scan it into the system and it would go through everywhere you would physically go to get something approved. This would put it online so that it would automatically get processed. And basically the cycle of it is you have a document. Documents either paper or digital, or even mobile on your phone. And you take that document and then you want to capture it. So you want to capture it into a system like KCM. You can do that with your copiers, MFPs, from email, mobile devices, or even setting up hot folders. So whenever someone sends something to a certain folder, the software would automatically scan that folder and pull that information in without anyone having to do it manually. And it'll also process your document. So it'll do a few things. It'll pull out metadata, as I mentioned, that's customer information, such as name, address, customer number, whatever is pertinent to you and how you do business. So then from there, it would store it. It could archive it. It could put it in a file. It could also put it into any back-end ERP systems you have, so then you can search for it and just easier to find once it's into the KCM system. Yeah. So this is a basic workflow of what it would look like, and I wanted to show this because sometimes, when you talk about workflows, people can't picture them. So, some of the different workflows we have would be as basic as capture and send, capture, process, then send, capture, process, route, and then send. There's just a lot of choices, and it's almost unlimited how you can process documents through your organization. So this top one up here, let's see. So the document will be scanned in, that's basic. And then it would go over here for index data. So it would pull out customer name, customer number, and then it would execute the scan. And then from there, it would be, hold on, I got to throw my glasses on here. So it would queue it for whatever it was going to do next. So it sounds like it's queuing it for approval. So the approval would go and somebody would either say yes or no for this, whatever it is, if it's accounts payable, if it's a certain type of request in your business, they would approve that, and it would be either rejected, and then the email would go back to the original folks to let them know it was rejected and for what reason. And then if it was approved, the data would be transferred, and in this case, it would be converted to a flat file and put into a database for you. So you can see how it would route through your company instead of, going through the, walk from department to department or, email department to department. You can just scan the document in here and it will automatically process and go to every person you need it to, every department. And it would hit certain decision points even. If you say, an invoice under 2,000 can automatically be processed. An invoice over 2,000 needs approval from a manager. So then at that decision point, it would go to the manager for approval. And if it was under 2,000, it could automatically get processed. So in this example here, it's the same thing. You're scanning it in, indexing the data, customer name, number. The scan is executed. In this case, it pulls out any blank pages that might be in that document. And it comes to a branch workflow where two different things happen. One, it gets converted to a Word document, and then it goes into whatever file or folder you want it to go to. And then at this point where it branches, it'll also be converted to text and then put into a database. If you have a database or any backend systems, we could have that put into. So that's the basic process of how the workflow kind of goes through your company, and you can really set it up as creative as you could get. You could set up some pretty good workflows. So what does Kyocera Capture Manager offer? Better allocation of your resources. Allows you to easily get the documents in, and you don't have to spend a lot of time running around and doing laborious activities. It'll assign data to relevant people instantly. So if you have a workflow that needs to go from shipping to accounts payable to sales, you can have that. And what it'll do is it'll automatically go to those folks and they approve it on their computer, and then forward it from there for whatever the next result or the end result needs to be for that document. Also improves efficiency and speeds up processes. It makes you much more efficient. You're not going to lose documents, and it will definitely speed it up for you. And one good thing about the workflows is you can assign folks. So if someone's going to be on vacation for a week, you can assign somebody else to look at their workflows during that week. So it just doesn't sit there and nothing happens during the week. Everything can still get processed if someone else is looking at that person who's enjoying a vacation's work while they're gone. All right, so how KCM works. Type of documents. This isn't a whole list. This is a basic list. So you have invoices, credit notes, delivery paperwork, application forms, any type of scanned document. So you would take that document, whether it's digital or a paper document, and then you have these capture choices. You can, through your Kyocera MFP, you can scan it in to be processed. You can also put it to a folder, a watch folder, or a hot folder that'll be monitored and pull the information in. You can also do web capture by capturing any documents you get over the web, and mobile documents as well. So that's how you can capture documents into the system. So you input it. Now we're going to process it. So we need to identify what type of document it is, process it and take out certain information like the index data, customer name, information, pull all that out for you. And then from there, it'll shoot to outputs. And then the outputs can be different things, a database, ERP system. If you guys have anything in the cloud storage or a system in the cloud, it can push it to email when the process is done. You can even, once the process is complete, you can have emails automatically notify certain people that, hey, this process has been completed and it's stored in this database. So that way they can keep track of the process of it. And then also folders as well. All right, now here's some features that we're going to get into here. These are some of the things that the software can do for you. There's different formats and different ways to work with the software. So one thing is auto classification. We can set it up to automatically classify certain documents. So if you had say a sales order, So if you had a sales order and you scan it in, we can teach the software to automatically look at that order and know what it is. And then from there, classify the document and send it to the next person it needs to go to. Data extraction, we can automatically index data, pulling out information, whether it's, basic information or financial information. And then document conversion I talked about, and this is really cool that I like, is you can convert scanned documents into any Microsoft format. And this is a thing that, we have a lot of customers that like this because, you get that document that someone sent to you, but you can't do anything with it because maybe it's a PDF or it's a Word document that was printed and then scanned, so you can't really do much with it. So document conversion will allow you to convert that, scan that document in, convert it to Word, PDF, or even if it's an Excel document, you can convert that as well. The only downside to the Excel document is it can take everything in and put it into Excel for you. The only downside is the formulas don't come across with it because, of course, the scanning software can't see all the hidden formulas in Excel. It also has support for custom scripting. So if there was ever some type of workflow we were trying to do for you and it really kind of couldn't get it, we can go in and do custom scripting to actually make those workflows work for you. So it's not like an out-of-the-box software where you're stuck with whatever it offers. We can also do any type of custom scripting you need done to accomplish whatever you need to accomplish with your documents. Some of the other features: user management and access control. You can manage all the users. You can know what the users do. You can do an audit trail. You can see what documents they might have opened or looked at, or I call it touched, whatever documents they touched, meaning they opened or looked at or did something to it. And you can manage who can see what and who can do what. So it's not just, it just gives you a lot of choices. You don't have anyone locked in. So then, of course, you can, extract any information you wanted. You can have validation sent after information is extracted to let someone know what's going on. You could, and as I mentioned earlier, you can send notifications once the process is complete. And supports various data. It can be input from scanners, MFP, email, folders, mobile app. And as for output destinations, we can send things to, folders, Google Drive, OneDrive, SharePoint, or pretty much even an email, or pretty much anywhere you wanted to store that document, we could get that document there for you. And also recognizes barcodes. So if you wanted to do any type of bulk scanning, multiple documents, we could show you how to use barcodes to get a bulk stack of documents all scanned in for you. And also, we'll do handwriting characters as well. Long as someone writes extremely neat, it can pull out the handwriting for you as well. A couple other features here. You can add a digital signature to any documents you have. That'll prevent the documents from being tampered with. You can put the signature on, you can take the signature off, but not everyone can do that. Only the authorized person to work with that document can put the signature on there for you. Goes to third-party systems. We kind of mentioned all this. We can push data into pretty much any back-end system or ERP system you have on site, and even basic, just into a basic folder tree for you on your network or even on your PC as well. And then what it does as well is when you bring in documents in, sometimes, as you notice, documents come in, they don't get scanned as well. It wasn't a great document to begin with. So you can really clean that up. And when you bring the document in, you can rotate it if it came in the wrong way. You can deskew it. So if the document's kind of, tilted a little bit to one side, you hit deskew and it straightens out the document. Delete borders, empty pages you can even delete after, or you can delete them before as you're processing the document. And anything else, punch hole removal, dot removal, line removals, despeckling, taking all the dots off. I know if you've seen when you scan something in, it has dots all over it. Despeckle takes all the dots off. A lot of different choices to take that document and turn it into a much nicer looking, clean document. And then, of course, the workflows. You can design your own workflows. As I showed you, it's pretty easy. It's a drag and drop, and it's something that if this software was something that you would find beneficial and you had, then what we do is we train person at a company on how to design these workflows, and we design the initial ones for our customers. So the licensing information is pretty basic. We have two options. It's KCM Lite and then KCM Pro. The biggest thing is KCM Pro has an OCR capability that KCM Lite does not have. KCM Lite's more for creating searchable PDFs that you can find at a later date. So this is more of if the Lite version is more of if you're not document intensive, you don't have a lot of documents you have to scan in and push to different locations. So Lite would work out fine. You can just push it to different folders, emails, backend systems, but it just works with PDFs. And you can do barcode recognition. With KCM Pro, it offers the Abby OCR engine, which, if you're not familiar with that, the Abby OCR engine is the best OCR engine on the market. And this can also classify invoices through OCR, barcode like Lite does. It'll convert all of your documents, and it can also auto-classify your documents as well. So right here, the difference is the OCR capability, and a couple other things are the main differences. So I have some of these specs. I'm not going to spend a lot of time going through a lot of these specs, but this is the input. I guess I could say chart, the input chart for Lite versus Pro, and I'll just show you what you can do with each version. And that's something that if the software is something you could see as being valuable, then we would come in and work with you and find out which version is best for you. And then the functions, it'll show you what functions. So for example, all of these are on both file separation, which you can separate based on barcodes or blank pages, so you can put in a stack of documents. All these other things, rotate, deskew, delete borders, they come with both versions. The only thing on this page for function is the light version does not have digital signatures. All the other areas to clean everything up, despeckle, automatic rotation, that comes in both. And then here we have data recognition and extraction. This is more if you're getting into, if we need to do any type of zonal OCR to pull information out of a document for you, basic OCR, ICR is handwriting, any type of barcodes, or if you have any optical mark recognition forms, we could scan those in as well. And then multiple languages. So if you happen to work with internationally and you need to scan documents in languages, it works in multiple languages. And finally, we have here, so scanning from folders, email, into Google Drive, OneDrive, additional destinations, types of output formats. They're all the same except for OneDrive for Business and SharePoint, you would need the Pro version. So again, it all depends what you have on site. And this is the system specifications. So it really isn't, anything heavy duty. You can store this on, any server, or even use a PC as a server to store this documentation. So, and that, there we go. I had a little lag there. So, any questions?
I think we had one question come in. If you can route via incoming email.
Yep. So if you have an incoming email come in, you can grab that email and you'll have an icon within your email. If you use Outlook, you'll have an icon in there where you can scan the document into KCM. So you can do it right from the email. So hopefully that answers your question.
Great. All right.
Any other
Dave,
questions?
I don't see any other questions in the question and answer section right now.
Okay.
Appreciate your time. Hopefully people are starting to notice that this is a pretty powerful tool, and regardless of where they are in their digital transformation, or if they have only been considering embarking on their journey, this is a pretty great tool to help them, and the Kyocera products and the software, along with the expertise at American Laser Service, we can certainly help people get to that next level to kind of digitize their workflows and give them the opportunity to focus on what they're good at, is their own business.
Absolutely. And if anyone's interested, we'd be more than happy to come out and, kind of take a look at your environment and what you want to accomplish and see if it's a good fit for you. And then we could do a full demo on the actual software itself to show you a little bit more. So just reach out to your folks at American Laser and they can reach out to us and we can get going from there.